Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's morning musings is anger a good thing? I'm doing a series of daily morning musings, and I'm using posts from my blog, Adventures in Density and Effort, as inspiration. I wrote these a while back, and the world has completely transformed since then. So if I encounter anything that seems out of date as I'm reading, I will interrupt myself and give you the most recent information. If necessary, at the end, I will do a summary of the topic based on what's going on in the world today. And I have some special offers, so stay tuned to the very end to see what they are. Anger, a good thing. Lately, I've been feeling grouchy at times. It's surprising to me because I'm usually in a good mood. It's happening frequently enough that I've come to realize it's part of my growth space, something I'll talk about later. When I do psychic readings, sometimes I notice varying shades of red in a client's aura. Red is life force energy. Sometimes it's dark red, which is frustration or blocked energy, and sometimes it's volcanic, and sometimes it's pure flow. How comfortable we are with that vibration depends on our background and our natural tendencies. People who are Italian or lawyers or salespeople run this vibration with ease. Upper middle class wasps and people who had out of control parents tend not to feel safe with this energy, even if it's their own. At its essence, it's an invigorating life force energy. It helps cut the crap, remove blocks, and give you the energy to go where you need to go, or do what you need to do. In a dysfunctional state, it's invasive and abusive. Coming out of a dysfunctional childhood or relationship, we may have learned to repress our anger in order not to enrage the abuser. We may have learned to be invisible or maniacally cheerful. We're so used to having boundaries crossed by someone else's anger, we don't feel entitled to respond. Abusers usually make you feel like you've deserved the abuse and make themselves the victim if you do stand up for yourself. As you recover from your childhood or relationship, it's a sign of growth when someone behaves badly towards you and you feel angry. Anger is a signal that your boundaries have been crossed. Anger is the inner you standing up for yourself. Anger can also come up as a natural part of your growth if you've been putting up with an intolerable situation for too long. It helps dissolve the blocks keeping you from moving forward. I've been experiencing levels of frustration in the last couple of months. Energetically, I can see chunks of concrete floating in my aura. The image I get is of a starship navigating its way through space debris. Some of it's my own personal history, and some of it is societal patterns. I know it's about dropping behaviors when I devalue myself in situations that undervalue me. I've been reading a lot of people going through career transitions, and the trend I see is towards right livelihood, doing work that is in integrity with their essential selves. If they're in a career or job that's not right for them, they're feeling discontent. If their essential self created being laid off, they're having trouble finding work in their own field because their essential self, their self as consciousness, is wanting to steer them in the direction of what makes their hearts sing. A lot of people feel hesitant about taking the risk towards right livelihood because they think they can't make a living that way. In reality, their lives will be more abundant when they do. Prosperity always flows when you're in alignment with your essential self. As you start to turn towards right livelihood, where your essential self is calling you, you might feel some anger as you begin to pull out of old patterns. It's okay. You don't have to gnaw off the bindings or bark at those other characters in your storyline. You can just imagine it as a force field in front of your starship, the edge of your aura, and that it's disintegrating whatever's been keeping you from boldly going where you're meant to go. A simple navigational tool is to make decisions that are in your own best interest. If it's been so long since you've done that, it feels like this. You feel happy or elated when you go in that direction. You feel tense or dissatisfied, or just the same if you don't, or the direction that just looks brighter and brightest, and the other way looks dark and dull. So try this for the next week. With each decision that you make, go in the direction that feels brightest or makes you happy, and see how your entire universe changes. And leave a comment below because I love to read your comments. So the thing that I will say about this is I noticed that I said childhood or relationships, and I didn't include work situations. I found that work situations is where we carry all our dysfunctional childhood patterns. And the other thing is what we've collectively been through, at least in the United States, is the influence of dysfunctional, abusive patterns on a broad scale. A lot of us might be feeling hopeless and disempowered, but a lot of us are really super pissed off about it. And that is a natural reaction to people trying to place restrictions on us. Anger is a wonderful energy for breaking out of those restrictions and moving forward and making changes. And the other thing I think I forgot to mention here too is I will notice that I will get angry when I'm actually experiencing somebody else in my space. And it's actually not my anger. I'll experience other people's anger. So we are, as a collective, feeling more and more empathic, just picking up on other people's feelings. So that's just something to notice as well, is it might not be your anger. And when you're able to make some changes, like I suggested, going towards the light, you might find that anger dissipates because you're no longer a vibrational match. You're no longer letting it in. I mean, I think the main thing is to know that anger is not always a bad thing, something you shouldn't have. It can be very empowering and it can help you move out of stuck situations. And so sometimes, anger is a good thing. It's just all part of the spectrum of feelings that we as consciousness create physical bodies to feel. So if you like these videos, please click on the like button and also click on the subscribe button. And that way, you're telling YouTube to share this with more people far and wide and to get this information out to people who really need it. And if you'd like a free sample of one of my consciousness techniques, click on the link below to the Skybox technique. It'll give you an expanded perspective of your life and give you greater insight on the growth that you're going through. And if you'd like to learn how to do this for yourself, I have a self-study course, Manifesting Money and Miracles, where you learn how to change your inner vibration, which creates transformation in your entire external world. So click on the link below for that. And there's two versions of it. You can get just the audio only, or you can get the video version. And if you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. I do individual sessions where I take a look at the essence of who you are and what's going on in your life today, and I can answer any questions that you have, and I record it just for you. And if you want to know more about doing this for yourself, my Manifesting Money and Miracles course is a good preparation for my coaching special where I work with you one-on-one and give you specially selected consciousness techniques so that you can transform your life. So go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you tomorrow in another Morning Musings.